Hey guys, so we're walking, and yeah, it seems like the most easiest times for me to like talk and tell a story is when I'm walking. I don't know why, it's just motivating to just walk and talk. So I have a couple of videos and I'm trying to decide which one I should do right now. I'm trying to think the birth story of Seth or 7-month-old update. I guess I'll do a birth vlog or story. Okay, so this is how it happened. He was born November 18th. His due date was November 14th. Or 14th. Yeah, so he was 4 days late. 4 days late. And guess what? I was having Braxton Hicks like starting at like I was around 5 months pregnant and I was already getting Braxton Hicks, like painful ones all the time. And I was so sure he was gonna come early because I always heard that the second baby comes earlier or like is easier or whatever. And I took that into the concept of, oh well, it'll probably happen like a month early or a couple weeks early. Like that would be so exciting. I was just so impatient. And he ended up 4 days late. That was like the longest wait in my life. Yeah, so he's a little stubborn little dude. No, he's not stubborn. He's a sweetie pie. Yeah. So, anyways, I live up in Woodland Park. I live up in Woodland Park, and I had planned to go to a midwife center. It's called Mountain Midwifery Center in Denver. So my parents live in Denver or Littleton, and they had just moved out of their place. Like the landlord wanted them to like sell the house, so my parents were forced to move out, and they didn't really have much money, so they're in an apartment now, which is a huge downgrade. I mean, it's just crazy the difference, especially living in that house for 13 plus years. Like, my goodness. And I was going through all of that right like around having the baby and all that. And they had their place like 2 months before I came, 2 months before I had the baby. So I was thinking I was gonna have the baby like super early, so I went to Denver to my parents' place like a month early. How dumb. Just because I didn't want to become in labor and for it to go all quick and then not be able to make it to the birthing center hospital place. I was afraid. And man, was I wrong. And anyways, they only have a living room for me to stay on because their place is so small. So I was thinking like the first night, like, oh, it won't be too hard just to stay on the ground. I'll make it super comfortable. Well, no, it's not comfortable on the ground. Not with carpet, not ever. Not even on the couch. It's so uncomfortable. So 3 days after dealing with that crap, I finally got an air mattress, and oh my gosh, those are so uncomfortable, air mattresses. Ugh, I hate air mattresses. Yeah, I hate air mattresses. And yeah, so anyways, I was so impatient, and so I took like some castor oil. The first time I took it, it gave me tons of cramps, and I literally thought I was in real labor. So I called my husband. There's a bug. My husband and mother-in-law, and told them that I'm pretty sure it's time. So they rushed down because from Woodland Park, and it was false. After going to the place, I was only like 2 centimeters dilated. Yeah, it was like, are you serious? So after another couple days, I tried it again. I took 1 tablespoon of castor oil. Not really much at all. I did the lower dose on things. A lot of people will say, oh, take the entire thing, the entire can or whatever of castor oil. Like, are you kidding me? Just 2 tablespoons are enough. Like, not the entire thing. That's insane. So, in that time, like, I didn't even expect it. Like, I really didn't. It was 1 a.m. in the middle of the night. I started having contractions. Like, I had them all day or, you know, for a while. But 1 a.m. I started having them. And I didn't want it to be false again, so I just kept waiting. Because I was having Braxton Hicks, like, on and off all the time. And it was never going anywhere. So, 1 a.m. I just ignored it. Went back to sleep. Tried to, at least. And, it came to be like 3 a.m. and I felt like water down there. I don't know what it was, but I'm pretty sure I was leaking my water, and I had like blood on my underwear. So I was like, oh man. And I was just going through so much pain. I was like, oh, I just gotta wait a little bit more. I don't want to go there and be waiting forever like I did with Elijah. I waited around in the hospital for like 5 or 6 hours. So I decided to get into the bathtub and just take a short bath, and I kept doubting myself. So finally I was like, okay, let's go. So we went to Safeway first on the way and got some snacks before going. And then we got there, and yeah, she checked me and I was 8 centimeters dilated. 8! That's like almost, that's like you're there. You're about ready to give birth. 10 centimeters is when you give birth. Yeah, it was crazy. Like we were like so surprised. So it went by so quickly from that point. Like from that point, I got into the tub, and within 1 hour I gave birth. And I gave birth at 6 a.m. Yep. 6 a.m. this precious little boy came. And what happened is, apparently I like after having him and laying down, I like a lot of blood came out. Like they said 5 kilos of blood. I can't really remember too well, but something like that. And anyways, yeah, she was freaking out. I didn't think too much about it because I was like, oh, I just gave birth, of course, blood. But then she started freaking out to the point to where she called, the midwife called the ambulance, and they have a rule there where the baby has to stay until he's at least 4 hours old. So he couldn't go with me to the hospital, so I had to be transferred to the ER, the hospital, without him. And that was literally the scariest moment ever. And yeah. Anyways, they took me and they sewed me up there. I only got a 2nd degree tear, pretty much the same as Elijah. I think it was a little bit less, so not too bad, but yeah. And I had no like medicine or epidural when I gave birth to him. So yeah, so it came around to be 1 p.m. and I finally, Isaac came with the baby boy, and I got to breastfeed him after a bit, and everything worked out perfectly in the end. Even more perfectly than I could imagine, because I got to stay at the hospital for a few days. And they have free food, and I could not imagine like being in my parents' small apartment trying to sleep for 2 days, like trying to sleep on a horrible air mattress. So oh my gosh, like it was actually like perfect what happened. Midwife centers are awesome, but I actually really enjoyed giving birth at Denver Health. They have midwives on call, so I mean, I don't know if it's like that at every midwife center, but if you have a choice, like if I had a choice again to give birth at a midwife center or a hospital, I would choose a hospital with a midwife on call. But if I had my own place and I could give birth at home, I would do that. Yeah, so that's what happened. I finally got him, and he was 8 pounds 1 ounce and 21 inches long, and we named him Seth Eden Kriley. And he is here, and he's gonna be 7 months old on the 18th. And here comes Elijah. Hey, Elijah. Aww, the cutest. Yeah. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the birth video of Seth, and yeah, so that concludes the series of birth video of Elijah and Seth. I hope you guys enjoy them. I will talk to you guys later.